Hello there, I'm the Nightmare Duke and welcome to another Fallout 76 video, and today we're going to be taking a look at something that players generally sort of just ignore or sort of gloss over and don't really pay much attention to, and that is the treasure maps. Now, treasure maps have been around in the game a long time sort of thing, and most players don't even realize that they have a whole bunch of them in their sort of inventory. So yeah, we're going to be finding out today if it's actually worthwhile to sort of go on these treasure map hunts. They can drop some pretty rare plans, primarily being the power armor plans, but they also do drop a whole bunch of other stuff. So we're going to be finding out if they're actually worth your time and worth your cap investment, because you can buy these from player vendors as well, sort of thing. So yeah, that's what we're going to be doing today. Hopefully you enjoy. If you do, then hey, consider liking and subscribing and sticking around. Got a lot more Fallout content coming your way as always, but let's just get straight into things. So we do have a whole bunch of these treasure maps that we're going to be opening today. I have about 200 in total that I'm going to be opening for this video. Got some for every zone sort of around the map. Got some on my character here. For each of the different zones, I've got some stashed away, and a buddy is also going to be dropping some of these maps for us. So we're going to be going around to each of the different places, digging up these treasure sites and seeing what we can get. Again, the main purpose of this, especially for me, is trying to get some of those sort of rarer power armor plants. So it would be nice to sort of get a feel for the RNG with that. I'm pretty sure it's really low. If the wiki's to be believed, I think it's 0.2%, but we shall see. Maybe we're lucky. But yeah, that's what we're going to be doing, and that's the sort of amount that we're going to be opening. So yeah, let's just get straight to that. Now, I'll sort of just let the background footage play. I won't be sort of including footage, going around opening 200 plus treasure maps. That's a feature-length film that no one wants to watch, sort of thing. But I'll just let this play in the background while I sort of go over the results. And I'll start things off with the plans themselves. Now, like I said, that was the main purpose for why I was doing this. And I think it's the main purpose that sort of people might want to go into this sort of little task in the first place, sort of thing. Because, well, the plans are the main thing that you sort of want from it. But there is a lot of other stuff that drops from this as well. But yeah, for the plans themselves, in total, after opening all of those, I got 252 plans. So real nice amount of plans there. It was quite varied plans as well. Of course, I'll go into detail and scroll through them all now in a moment. But yeah, from weapon mod plans to armor mod plans to power armor mod plans to camp item plans, it was really, really varied. So that was nice to see. Of course, I'm on I think this is my level 500 character here, so most of those plans were, already known by this character. But that's not to say that they're completely useless, sort of thing. You can find a variety of ways to sort of make use of these plans. I'll sort of just let them scroll on the screen, sort of thing. So yeah, like I said, it was quite an assortment of the plans. So especially for new characters or your old characters, you can sort of grab these, send them over to, drop them for those characters instead, help them, sort of beef up their plan knowledge. You can give it to new players that have joined the game if you've got some friends joining, or you can even use it just to fill up your vendor and to just use it as a sort of cap making source. So quite nice there. The power armor plans, I did manage to get two, being the T51B right arm twice, which kind of sucks, but hey, it is what it is. So the RNG is definitely really, really low, or at least the drop chance is really, really low for those power armor plans, but you can get them from this. There's not many ways that you can generally get those. I think the Raider and T-Series, at least the T45 and 51B, were part of one of the seasonal drops. I think the holiday event back in 2019, I think. The T60 plans, generally you get those from powering up Poseidon. So again, not many ways to actually get these plans to drop. So this is a great source, especially in kind of the end game, on your high level characters to sort of give a go and see if you can get it to drop for you, sort of thing. Because generally, if players are selling these, they're generally pretty expensive. So it is a way to do that. I didn't have that much luck with that, but hey, it was nice to see that there is quite a wide variety and quite a lot of plans dropping from sort of committing time to something like this. Now, that's not the only thing that drops from the sort of digging up these treasure sites either. You do get quite a lot of weapons, and you do get quite a lot of armor as well. Now, that might not mean much to some players, but it is actually a pretty good resource in itself. Of course, the type of weapons that were dropping was everything from the Dragon to Tesla rifles to cryolators to AGLs to 10 mils to 44s. So a wide variety of weapons was dropping from digging up these treasure sites, and the armor as well. A lot of the armors in the game were dropping from these treasure sites. A lot of, again, the lower tier kind of armors, but that is where the use can come in. Again, great little resource for sort of new characters or low level characters. Or what I found a good use out of this is because generally a lot of those armors sort of just ignore, and you sort of, go straight to stuff like Secret Service or Brotherhood Recon, or all of those kind of more endgame orientated armors. Getting all of these weapons and armor that you sometimes ignore a lot of the time, scrapping them up, you do learn a lot of the mods for them. So it's a great resource to sort of get the weapons and armor scrapped, so you do get a lot of junk out of it as well, but also mainly for scrapping them and learning the mods to actually mod them. So again, really useful for new players, new characters, low level characters, or even if you're high level like me that ignored a lot of these sort of characters, well, not a lot of these characters, but ignored a lot of these armor types and weapon types sort of thing. So that was another useful thing. Another thing also just to consider if you are running these treasure maps and going around the map and hunting for them, if you're on a team with someone and they're also sort of doing the same thing, if they're nearby when you open a treasure site, they will also get drops from it. So that is another sort of useful little thing. Grab a buddy or a friend, or if there's just other people that you know that are going to be doing treasure map hunting as well, and you're sort of both, or all of you are opening, you're all going to be getting extra loot as well, because when you open one, they get a bunch of loot dropped for them. When they open one, you get a bunch of loot dropped for yourself. So it's pretty useful to run this in a team as well. There's just some extra loot in it for you, basically. But the majority of that loot, the buddy that I was running it with, they didn't get any plans or armor, but they did get weapon drops. They got a lot of chem drops, so I think by the time we were done they had an extra basically 100 stim packs, and they did get regular sort of cap drops as well. So not exactly the same drop as you being the one that's opening the treasure map, but still some gear and loot is going their way as well. So that's, it's a bonus to sort of take into consideration as well. So if you are just running around with a buddy, you will be getting some rewards and not just sort of wasting your time kind of thing. But there is some other stuff that also drops from these treasure maps as well, and that's primarily the junk and box mods as well. So the junk and box mods, again, not the biggest reason why you'd be doing this, but it is a regular sort of drop as well kind of thing. And especially if you're looking for particular box mods, then you may have some luck with them. Again, that's just random box mods that'll be dropping. So, it's not the main reason you'll be doing it, but hey, it is some stuff that drops as well. And there was quite a lot of it that was dropping. So overall, sort of just going to some final thoughts for this kind of thing. The main reason I did it was because trying to get some of those sort of rarer power armor plans. But in total, 250 plus plans, a countless amount of weapons and armor and sort of mods learned from scrapping them, the random junk, the random box mods, which you can also scrap for even more junk sort of thing. It was quite worthwhile in terms of the time investment, and again, you're generally picking these up over the course of your game. They don't really weigh anything, so you don't even notice when you have them. They're just sort of there in your inventory. So, saving some up or buying some from a player vendor, they usually sell for pretty cheap. And then going on like a bulk run every now and then, it's kind of worthwhile. Especially at the end of a season sort of thing, you might have finished the scoreboard, looking for some stuff to do. Not a bad way to see if you can get any luck with that RNG and get some of the more rarer kind of plans, but that's for you to decide. I'm just here sort of testing out and seeing if it is kind of worthwhile. To me, it was worthwhile. But of course, that was a decision for you to make your own sort of character. But for now, that'll be it for this episode sort of thing. Episode? Why did I say episode? Anyway, for this video, hopefully you enjoyed. If you did, then hey, consider liking and subscribing. Thanks so much for watching, and I shall see you in the next one.